So Darko, are you around somewhere?
Yes, I'm here, Magnus. Hi.
Excellent. So are you planning to share any slides or talk?
No. I
Okay.
think.
So from your point of view, why don't you tell us the story, what happened, from the beginning and onwards? And you can also tell a little bit about your company background, because at least in Sweden, I don't think anybody really knows you, except.
Yes, basically, I will talk a little bit about HTEC as a company. We started a company in 2008, focused mostly on deep engineering, working with clients such as Intel, Qualcomm, and other big corporates. And basically, from the start, we were a little bit of a different company, tackling the most difficult problems with our clients. And this is what kept us so long within their ecosystem, working with them for more than 10 years, and then also working with the clients of our clients from the technology angle. Over the time, we realized with the knowledge that we have and the vast majority of different domains where we basically were working, we realized that we excel in integration of different technologies for the purpose of building a software that serves the companies, the end customers, and actually making more businesses more efficient and, as Ali said, sustainable in a way. Because today, if you look, digitalization, as Eric mentioned, was a buzzword in 2015, and even before that, but not so many companies actually nailed it down in a way to understand what digitalization is going to bring them. And also, if they don't do it, but most of them understood that if they don't do it, it's not going to be competitive on the market. So we set out to build the products looking from the perspective of the product and the end user who's going to use the product, and not looking from the technology and what technology can do. We are often thinking about the almighty AI and data science that is going to solve all of our problems, but actually our problems are in 95% not there. They're in their workflows, in how the data is shipped from one place where it's created, how it's been moved through different departments, through different people to achieve a task at the end. So what we did with Stena at the beginning is we did two things. One is we needed to win the customer, and I'm going to be open about it. And in order to win the customer, you need to see what the customer needs. And we saw the video. So basically, we saw a very flashy video with holograms, and we actually asked ourselves how we can achieve these holograms, how we can help Eric see his holograms. At the time, actually, first version of HoloLens was out, so we were really thinking and also doing some prototyping inside of HTEC to see if this is achievable, if we can actually do it. Of course, we realized that business value is zero at that point, and even today. So we didn't want to go that route. But definitely what it taught us with working with Stena is that these guys are actually fast forward looking. So they wanted to see what the future is going to look like. Instead of writing a document about how we are going to build the product that they need, we did interactive mock-ups in a matter of 3 weeks, and then showed that to Eric and his team, which were very close to what they imagined in the video. We even took some of the pieces from the video just to show that this is feasible with the technology that we have today. And this is what we can do in a very short period of time. Then we set out to make the MVP. Ali, you don't like that word, but basically what we needed here is for Eric to sell this to his colleagues, to his board, and to make sure that we are on the right track, to get them excited about what this future technology and what this system is going to help them, but also to onboard the people inside of the company to become the champions of the new software solution or that is going to be used in the company. You know, for people that are working in this industry for 30, 40 years, where you still have a phone call away your broker, it was for some of them very incomprehensive how they are going to change their work routine. So from understanding that we need to provide a means to a vision, that Eric and the team had in Stena, we understood that at the end, this is going to affect the people that work in Stena Bulk. So we wanted to make sure that we create a product that fits their needs to make them more successful, more efficient in their work routines, but also not for the technology to be there for them to lose their jobs, but actually to make them more efficient in the time that they have, to lower the cognitive load of looking into what we realized, 14 different software solutions that were used in Stena Bulk on day-to-day basis. On top of that, Excel spreadsheets and even handwritten notes. So we were amazed with the vast majority of different solutions that were coupled together in a very unproductive way, where we didn't have seamless information flow. So what we did first, let's identify the workflows. Let's speak to the people from different departments. Let's go to the chartering, let's go to demurrage and claims, let's go speak to bunkering, and see what is the day-to-day routine with those people. At that time, we didn't have COVID, so we were free to walk into the office, sit down with the Stena employees, do the workshops, do the ideations, etc. So this was one track. The other very important track in this digitalization, and we have to understand, business has to be run day to day. So we need to make sure that whatever we are doing, we are not jeopardizing the business. So there are no breaking changes. You need to infiltrate new technology and new solutions very slowly. So what we were doing is that by the time that we were developing the product itself on the user interface and user interaction level, we were also developing the model of the technology that is going to support it. Back in 2015, 2016, we were on the verge of two things. First of all, cloud, we knew that we needed to go native cloud, and Stena had everything on their own premises. So if we realized that we cannot change the complete landscape of the system, but we needed to make a hybrid solution where we are going to be able to serve some of the platform, part of the platform on the cloud, and also to connect it with something that is on premise. We need to make sure that when we exchange pieces of the software solution that they were using at the time with the new software solution, that we can couple in old data sources into that. So this was one very challenging part of designing the new system. The second thing that we were worrying about is to make sure that 5 years from then, we have a technology stack that is still not obsolete. And at the time, we had .NET Core. I'm going into specific, but it's very important of the way of thinking when you do such things. .NET Core was still in the beta version. We were debating between ourselves and together with Stena and with the Stena IT department, if we are going to go this way. Because if we don't go this way, then most probably this technology that we were about to use is going to be obsolete. But in the future, if we go this route and this pans out not to be adopted, then we have a huge risk. Stena being Stena supported us into making this really huge risk at the time. But in order to even make it more riskier, we didn't go for the Azure that you would normally go, but we did it with AWS because it was much more stable at the moment. So we actually had to play with very innovative things at the moment to make sure that you have a future-proof product right now. This is what we have. Now, .NET Core is mature. It works on AWS, but we can easily switch to Azure if we want. So everything is there. And I think that we did a set of very, very good decisions at the beginning. But if it wasn't for Stena as a phenomenal customer at the moment, actually trusting us based on the things that we did together, to do such moves, we wouldn't be in a position now to actually build this company in a way together with Orbit MI at the moment. So the other very important thing is to, besides technology part, is the domain. So what I like to say right now in the looking at the 5 years back is that you have a team of excellent people that have been working on this product from the beginning that sit in a country and know about maritime and about the landscape of the maritime software so much, but sit in a country that doesn't have a sea. So we don't have a culture of maritime, but we learned it. We invested a lot of time learning about glossary. I remember our product manager at the beginning created a Confluence page with all of the different terms that are going to be there in maritime. So even today, when you go to the first page of our Confluence, you can see that glossary of terms. First to understand, then to be able to speak to all of the people, then to be able to speak to the customers. And Ali can confirm that today, our team is invaluable for the demos that we are preparing for different customers. And understanding completely the domain, the challenges, and the benefits that this software solution can offer to the even competitors of Stena Bulk. By the way, this is very bold move. So I think that that understanding of the domain and acquiring of the domain knowledge is crucial to do very good digitalization, but the domain knowledge cannot be acquired from the textbooks. Basically, you need to acquire it from the people that are in the domain. So marrying a company that is very well versed in technology, that can deliver end-to-end enterprise solutions and think 5 steps ahead in delivering those kinds of solutions, together with the forward-looking company that has a domain knowledge and has dedicated its time and time of their employees to help us understand the domain, is the key to success. If you commission the development of the software solutions for the digitalization of one industry to some other company, you're going to get the software solutions built by tech people and not built. This software solution is not built by tech people. The software solution is built by the domain experts that we have. One of the things which is also important is how you introduce the software solution in day-to-day work. It has to be seamless. You need to find the champions. And we found the champions from the start. We had people that are young. Of course, they want to use mobile solutions. The adaptation rate for the mobile solution wasn't so big until the COVID struck, actually. But nevertheless, we also had the older generations that actually were very curious about this new technology. And then you had also the people that didn't want to go into using this new platform, because you have to empathize, you have to understand that this is going to radically change their day-to-day routine that have been using for 30 years. And it's normal that they are going to be afraid. But I think that Stena did also very good job in making sure to align all of the people and include people in building this solution. This is include people on different positions in the company to be the champions of building this solution. Then transition happens very organically, because some of the people are going to start using that new solution and Orbit, and some other colleagues are going to see the benefits, and then start adopting that Orbit as well. So when we heard that Stena wants to basically spin off this company into a separate company, we were both very happy, but both very worried at the time if this is the right move, not in terms of the right move from the business standpoint. That was the right move. That was a bold right move that we supported from the start. But actually to have completely new people coming in, we were a little bit worried to understand if we are going to be able to work together. Hopefully Ali and his team were phenomenal at this point, and really the cooperation from that point, building the trust between the companies and building the trust between 3 companies right now was the crucial to this. And how you build trust? You build trust by delivering what you say that you're going to deliver, but you also build trust by saying no, by being bold, by providing a real insight into what could happen in the future if we do make this decision or that decision, but also to understand the needs of the company at that point of time, because you cannot go for building a space rocket if you only need to take a journey from Gothenburg to Stockholm. Basically, we needed to adapt ourselves a little bit to another way of working, another way of thinking, being more agile, more productive with a less amount of time, and understanding that we are building the enterprise solution at the same time. So I think that these kind of experiences actually taught us a lot throughout this cooperation with Stena Bulk and Orbit MI and Ali's team right now. That we are very confident, and we are sharing these experiences with other digital transformations that we are doing with other companies, because it doesn't boil down to the technology. It boils down to the domain knowledge and expertise, empathy with the people that are going to use that new pieces of software that we are developing, understanding the business of the customer and how this affects their business. So what we realized, I can tell one more story basically. What we realized over the time that we have a limited number of requests that we can have for example, routing solution that we are using. So what we wanted and what we set out to basically do to understand how we can actually leverage all of the data and how we can help ourselves overcome these hurdles. And this came actually from HTEC. This came as a proposal from HTEC. Let's try to build something that is new, that is innovative, that is going to give us the edge, not just in new routing solution based on a new technology and a new way of thinking, but actually to allow us to create more solutions on top of that and give the competitive edge to Stena and everyone else involved. Because now, instead of just being limited to a couple of thousands of requests, we can do as much as we want. We can route all of the ships that we have in the segment in a 3-4 weeks from that point to understand where they are going to end up. So having the ability to actually create and to contribute meaningfully came only from the domain knowledge, only from the understanding of the business, and where are the shortcomings of the current technology and what you can do with something that's new. If we set out to do that 5 years ago, we wouldn't be successful because we didn't know the domain, but also the technology wasn't there. Now it's there. And that kind of a curiosity coming from all sides, I think is a winning factor in making sure that this partnership is really, really tremendous. So I will conclude with that and leave some more time for the questions. And I wanted, because I know that a lot of the HTEC team that has been part of this journey is also following this, but also Stena Bulk team and Ali's team. I want to thank everyone personally here for the journey, for the effort, for the curiosity, and for everything that they did to make this cooperation successful and to create something that is going to basically radically change the landscape and the ecosystem of maritime technology.
Superb. Thank you so much, Darko. I have a question from the audience, which is great. But before I raise that question to kind of the three of you, I guess, I have a specific question for you. What makes me really impressed with HTEC, and I wonder really how you do that, is that you seem to be doing a very, very kind of thorough job for a long time with your clients. But it's very, at the same time, it's very much high tech. It's very sophisticated technologies and all of that. So normally in a company like any one of them, normally the problem is to have people and processes follow the development and support the development over time. Now, how are you able to have your people being part of several different kind of visions and special tracks and at the same time? I just find that amazing. How do you actually do? You throw people back and forth, or you must have your own culture as well in HTEC that you bring them to?
The first two things, these are not the same people. As Eric knows, and as Ali as well, we have people that started this project from the very beginning and they're still there on that project. Why? Because we make sure that the projects that we are working on are really top-notch, very demanding, and that people feel that they contribute. But in order for them to feel that they contribute meaningfully, you need to have really an excellent customer to provide an excellent service. And excellent customer is the one that is not seeing us as a vendor, but seeing us as a partner, seeing us as a part of the team. And this is what Ali and Eric also shared. It's important that we are building this together. So this is one thing. The other thing that is important is that how you share these experiences between the people. Well, we have a number of cross-project organizations like Tech Excellence Office, Product Innovation Office, People Office, that are there to put the thread between these different projects, and that we share how we approach things. So we teach them methodology. We don't teach them the domain. We don't teach them the technology. We teach them the methodology that is successful. So if we have a successful story with Stena and Orbit MI, we're going to teach that to every other team. And this is how we make sure that we have a continuity in providing an excellent service for our customers. It's a very hard thing to do, especially when you're a company that is exponentially expanding like we are. We had at the beginning of 2020, we had a little bit more than 300 people, and now we have almost 900 people in the company. So this is a huge expansion, but then we invest even more into making sure that these experiences are shared between the people. Actually, what you see behind me is, as you might see, it's a real library. I had the pleasure of using it right now. We're here on a company offsite, trying to align our strategy for the following quarter. So we gather our leadership in the company just to make sure that we align on what we are doing, how we are going to do, and how we are going to approach the customers and the building of the products in the future. Also, when we realize that we lack some experiences, as we lacked experience in actually user experience, and further to deepen the product innovation part, we acquired a company out of Serbia, a small specialized company that was doing only product innovation, because we found it very important for us to support our customers in this beginning of the journey. We did it with Stena, we did it with a couple of other companies before, but now we have brought that even to much, much higher level, to have the methodologies and to have the people that are going to drive this, not for some specific customers, but for all of our customers. So we learn from our mistakes, we learn from the experiences, and we see what we can do better. And this is how we actually build a sustainable structure and a sustainable company that can support innovation, that can support corporate spin-offs, that can support different domains and industries, just because we make sure that our people know the business of our customers.
I'm very, very impressed. Let me give you the question from the audience. How is the spin-off financed? With external VC money, why or why not? I don't know who's best to answer that.
Since I'm the CEO, I should answer that,
okay.
Unless Darko wants to. But we are financed by a combination of third-party revenue as we're onboarding new customers, initial investment by Stena, and also in the future by additional strategic and financial investors. The first thing is to take one step at a time, get to the point where you can scale, and you have to know what you're raising money for. Are you raising money to build a product? Are you making money to take it to market? Or are you raising money to growth, to replicate your success, in other words? And we're in the growth funding phase, and it's very exciting.
Excellent.
And why? Because it's really good to have a healthy board with different representation, both the financial disciplines and the strategic disciplines, meaning strategic and ecosystem disciplines.
Great. Ali, here's another question for you. I think maybe it's mentioned. When was Orbit MI founded?
It was MI was founded June 1st. Our birthday is coming up, 2019, and in early at the same time of COVID, really launched the commercial aspects of it, because initially we had to transform the product to make sure that all the data security was there, GDPR, single sign-on, all those things that you would want in a safe and secure software as a service solution.
Friends, we're coming close to the end. I just must say something that surprises me a lot. This is the first time ever we had an event of things, and we've had many, I'll tell you, where only 2 guys have left during the entire Congress. So yeah, I mean, the content, the story you have shared with us is immensely important for people. That's how I read it. And I'm so thankful for you to do this. I hope all of you will be very successful. I hope we'll work together with each of you. You are more than welcome to join us at things as members and all of that. And with HTEC and our new fellowship, we have a lot of good things to do together onwards. So I think we stop there. Thank you so much. Thank you to the audience. You will get feedback afterwards if you're going to know how to contact each of the companies and all of that. So with that, have a good day. Thank you so much, and be careful.